Welcome to this video. I'm really glad you're watching this video because we are going to explore something fascinating. How tiny microbes help us produce one of the most important amino acids used in food and industry. Let's begin our journey into the world of industrial glutamic acid production in simple language. Have you ever tasted the delicious umami flavor in soups, noodles, or snacks? That flavor comes from a special compound called monosodium glutamate, or MSG. But behind MSG lies an amazing amino acid, glutamic acid. Today, let's explore what glutamic acid is, why it matters, and how microbes help us produce it on an industrial scale. Let's explore the fascinating microbial journey of glutamic acid production in simple language. Let's start with the foundation. Our body is made up of proteins. In fact, proteins are often called the building blocks of life. They are essential for muscle growth, enzymes, hormones, and even our immune system. And what are proteins made of? They are long chains of smaller molecules called amino acids. There are about 20 standard amino acids, and each one has a unique role. Some amino acids are essential, meaning we must get them from our diet, while others are non-essential because our body can make them. Glutamic acid is a non-essential amino acid, but it is still extremely important, both biologically and industrially. Glutamic acid is a simple, acidic amino acid that plays multiple roles. It plays critical roles in metabolism, neurotransmission, and as a building block of proteins. Therefore, inside our body, it works as a neurotransmitter in the brain, helping in memory and learning. It is also a key molecule in nitrogen metabolism. And industrially, its sodium salt, monosodium glutamate, or MSG, is used as a flavor enhancer to bring out the savory, umami taste in foods. Therefore, its most popular derivative is MSG, widely used as a flavor enhancer in the food industry. This amino acid has become one of the most widely produced and consumed amino acids in the world. The story of glutamic acid production is fascinating. In the early 1900s, Japanese scientist Kikune Ikeda discovered glutamic acid as the source of the umami flavor. Later, in the 1950s, Japanese researchers found that certain soil bacteria could naturally produce and secrete large amounts of glutamic acid during fermentation. This discovery revolutionized the amino acid industry. Instead of relying on chemical synthesis, scientists started using microbial fermentation, a sustainable and cost-effective method that continues even today. Since then, glutamic acid has become a cornerstone of the amino acid industry, valued for food, pharmaceuticals, and agriculture. So which microbes help us produce glutamic acid? The champion is Corynebacterium glutamicum. Therefore, the star microbe in glutamic acid production is Corynebacterium glutamicum. This gram-positive, non-pathogenic bacterium was first isolated from soil. It has a natural ability to overproduce and secrete glutamic acid when grown under specific conditions. Other microbes like Brevibacterium flavum, Micrococcus glutamicus, and engineered strains of E. coli have also been explored. But Corynebacterium glutamicum remains the gold standard, thanks to its high yield, stability, and safety record. These bacteria are like tiny biofactories. They convert cheap raw materials into valuable amino acids. Now let's look at what these microbes eat. The process begins with cheap carbon sources, serving as feedstock. Industrial fermentation of glutamic acid usually uses low-cost raw materials such as sugars from molasses, sugarcane, or corn syrup as the main carbon source. Ammonium salts or urea are used as nitrogen sources, and small amounts of minerals and vitamins are added to support microbial growth. The fermentation process is, carefully controlled inside large stainless steel bioreactors. Interestingly, glutamic acid production is often triggered by creating a nutrient imbalance, like limiting biotin or adding substances such as penicillin or surfactants. This actually changes the cell membrane permeability and makes the bacteria release glutamic acid into the broth. Once the microbes have done their job, glutamic acid is recovered from the fermentation broth. The process involves filtration of microbial cells, precipitation of glutamic acid using hydrochloric acid, and purification through crystallization. If MSG is the final product, the glutamic acid is neutralized with sodium hydroxide to form monosodium glutamate, which, by the way, appears as a white crystalline powder ready for packaging. So, Where is glutamic acid used? In the food industry as MSG, to enhance flavor in soups, sauces, noodles, and snacks. In pharmaceuticals, it's used in medicines for neurological health and metabolism. And in animal feed, it helps improve growth and nutrition in livestock. It truly connects microbiology with everyday life. The microbial production of glutamic acid shows us how biotechnology transforms simple sugars into valuable products. With advances in metabolic engineering and synthetic biology, scientists are now designing improved strains of Corine bacterium that produce even higher yields. In the future, we may see glutamic acid produced not only from sugar, but also from renewable biomass and even food waste, making the process greener and more sustainable. So, next time you enjoy the umami taste in your food, remember, it's not just seasoning, but a wonderful gift of microbes and industrial biotechnology. So next time you taste the umami flavor in your favorite food, remember the tiny microbes and giant bioreactors working together to bring glutamic acid from the lab to your plate. Industrial microbiology truly connects science with everyday life. Thanks for watching. If you like, share, and subscribe.